Maxwell and Epstein pleaded for Virginia Giuffre to have our baby, prompting teen to hatch escape plan, memoir. Okay? Rob, do you have a clip on this?
I do. This is an old interview because Virginia Giuffre is dead.
Yes.
The book just came out after her death, but this is an
She
interview.
wrote the book?
She did before she died. Yes. It's her
So
memoirs.
It's her memoir, and then she dies, and then it comes out.
She gets hit by the way, she gets hit by a bus.
I know.
Liv says, I'm not going to kill myself, and then she kills herself. Weird.
But this is an old interview with her where she talks about Jeffrey Epstein wanting her to have his
Go
kid.
ahead, Rob.
From 16 to 19, Virginia was at the mercy of Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell. Entrapped by psychological chains she could not break until they made this outrageous proposal.
So I spent years with them being manipulated and abused and used, and it wasn't until they told me, I want you to have a baby and we're gonna give you an allowance, but we also need you to sign a piece of paper that says this child does not belong to you.
Wow.
And, you know, I wasn't a maternal person back then, but I was like, my womb is not for sale. But you cannot say no to these people. So I said, okay, guys, no problem. But I need to finish off my education like you guys originally promised.
Wow. Okay, so that comes out. Devilish duo Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell pleaded a teenage Giuffre to have our baby. A request that had their victim concerned. They were looking to breed children for their sex trafficking ring to prevent it. The perverted proposal came along. This is a New York Post story,
Yes.
along with promise of round-the-clock nannies, a mansion, and a $200,000 a month allowance. Damn. But Giuffre would have to sign all legal rights to the child over to Epstein. Everything about Epstein and Maxwell brazen request felt wrong. Giuffre penned in a memoir, Nobody's Girl, there's no way I wanted to bring a child into the world for them to raise. What if the baby were a female? What was the plan? What was the plan for Epstein and Maxwell to have bless you, bring that little girl up until she reached puberty, and then she hand over for them to abuse? Giuffre then 18. That's
Oh
intense.
my God! Like she's worried, Pat, that the baby because that's how sick this guy was. That she was worried that if the baby came out and was a female, they would traffic their Okay, so her book is called Nobody's Girl. It comes out October 21st. It lays out everything that happened. She claims in the memoir that she was forced into an orgy with Epstein, Prince Andrew, and 8 trafficked girls who appeared to be underage who barely spoke any English, okay, on the island. She says that night ended with her waking up in a pool of blood and losing her baby. Tom, this is all, by the way, the book comes out on the 21st, like I mentioned. She also revealed that Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell approached her about the baby. You guys heard about that. And then, this is where it gets a little crazy. She was ordered to escort a well-known prime minister who the New York Post suggests may have been former Israeli Prime Minister Ehud Barak to a cabana on Epstein's Island in 2002 where she was 18 years old. At least she was of age. I'm not condoning it, but thank God she was of age at least. In her account, he became violent, beating and choking her until she passed out while laughing at her in fear and pain. And she begged Epstein to step in and told her it was part of her job. Like, shut up, this is what you're supposed to do. She described being left bleeding from her mouth and her body days after. Okay, and we all know that there's, Barack acknowledged knowing Epstein. There's photos of him coming out of his apartment in 2016 in New York, Manhattan. Anyway.
So this is the Post, the New York Post newspaper making the allegation that it was even.
Well, I mean,
wow.
Tom, she has for years said that there's this prime minister, the connection, you could go, by the way, that's all allegedly on your own, but it's like, which other well-known prime minister is it going to be? And then, as for Prince Andrew, Pan, this is weird. Last week...
While you're doing this, Rob, can you pull up which major prime ministers had a relationship with Epstein? You keep going,
sir.
Keep looking for that. Go for it.
And as of Prince Andrew, last week, I'm like, Pat, guys, you have to really take a step back and see when something happens, wait for the other thing to happen. Prince Andrew last week gave up his title as Duke of York. He just came out and he's like, yeah, this is it, right before this book is coming out. You notice that? Think about the timing, all right? He already paid Giuffre an undisclosed settlement in 2022, and now the UK authorities are investigating claims that he told one of his taxpayer-funded police officers to dig up dirt on Giuffre the night before the infamous photo of him and her came out. So think about that. He knows the photos coming out. He knows he's cooked, so he's hiring people to go after her and get her dirt to make her look like she's bad. That's the type of mentality this guy's coming up. And we already know the royal family, Pat. They're not, right now, it's a little madness. The king has cancer. He's not doing well. His brother is dealing with this.
By the way, Prince William, who's in line for the crown,
yes,
wants nothing to do. You can go see it. There's been public statements made and positioning. He, it would appear, is not an ally of his uncle at all.
Zero.
And by the way, the Duke of York, Pat, that title is given to the second in line, the second son in line. So in other words, if it was your family and there was a standard inheritance, Dylan would be Duke of York. That's for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years means you're second in line. And for them to strip him of this is a really big deal. And if William is king, the speculation is he may turn loose the dogs and let Andrew be prosecuted.
Well, because reports are saying that, he might, Pat, Tommy might be forced to evict.
He's furious about what he's done to the name.
He might evict Prince Andrew from the Windsor Mansion, the Royal Lodge, just to protect what reputation the family has left, okay? And now, to make things worse, there's headlines that are resurfacing that Epstein secretly bankrolled Andrew's ex-wife, Sarah Ferguson, for 15 years, funneling her millions after his crimes were public. They knew who Epstein was. They were still taking money, okay? And the royal insiders say that Princess Beatrice and Eugene are devastated and humiliated. And now here's the thing, guys. Isn't it weird? She was the last one that was actually, there's other victims, but she was the most prominent voice. She gets hit by a bus. She says that she doesn't want to kill herself. And then at 41 years old, guys, they kill herself. And then fast forward to Pam Bondi and all these freaking Cash Patels. No, there's videos. There's no videos. He was sex trafficking people to himself. I think it's horseshit. And it's still, and I'm so happy that they're still bringing it up. The stories are still coming out.
New York Post.
I love that they did that.
By the way, you know who owns New York Post?
Who?
News Corp.
Really?
Yeah, you didn't know that?
I had no idea.
Yeah, I think they do.
But I think it's and again, guys, with Gaza, with the world, with no kings, with everything, we have to always come back, and we're never gonna stop talking about it. These people are disgusting. The level of their blackmail, what they were doing. Look now, but God rest her soul. She's dead, but her memoir is still coming out. The story is still gonna come out, and hopefully there's enough things to keep this freaking thing going so that these people get held accountable. Okay? He's still what? This
is good.
I love it.
This is good that this is happening. Rob, do me a favor. There's another story about Leon Black. I don't know if you saw this or not. So Leon Black, Rob, if you just type in Leon Black and Epstein on Google, look what comes up. Just type in Leon Black and Epstein on Google and look what comes up. So Leon Black and Epstein, he had given him, to me on the AI review at the top, Leon Black's a private equity investor who paid $158 million to Epstein and resigned from his roles at Apollo Global Management and the Museum of Modern Art following the revelation of their connection. Black had also contributed a letter to Epstein's 2025 birthday book, a collection of letters and notes that released publicly later that year. So why would somebody pay $158 million? I think it ended up being $170 million. Look what it says for purported tax and estate planning advice, according to a 2025 report. That's a lot of money to be paid for that. Then messages comes out. Rob, if you want to go to those messages. This is an email excerpt from Epstein to Leon Black. I never want to have any more uncomfortable moments with you. I find it very distasteful. So to be clear, my terms are as follows. I will only work for the usual $40 million per year. It needs to be paid $25 million upon signing an agreement, $5 million every 2 months thereafter for 6 months, March, May, June. This can begin if I'm able in January. I will immediately stop work if the payment is not received. Go to the next one. At least for a few weeks, I am unable to commit much time and make any future plans to guide you in the redoing of your procrastination-produced mess. What does that mean? That being said, the tasks at hand are the following. You have a bomb of color string that your retarded children have formed. Is that really what it says?
Yeah.
Yep.
It has to be very carefully unwound. Go to the next one, Rob.
Those are the only two that I could find. And then this is a flight log, but it has Walter Cronkite on it.
So what?
Weird.
Wait, what?
Walter Cronkite flew there to Epstein Island.
To the island in 2007.
That just came out
He's
on
an
Friday.
island
So this
boy.
is who else is on that list? Lance Galloway, Igor Zinoviev,
Who's JP?
John
Emmerling?
Does anybody know who JP is, Rob, or no?
No, I have not seen
Maybe
it.
Pope
JP.
John Paul. I hope it's not.
No, maybe
So,
it's somebody
wait,
from JP Morgan.
Walter Cronkite went to Epstein Island?
Yep.
What's the dates? What year?
January 12th, 2007. So this is
When
the
did he
year
die?
after Epstein was prosecuted here in Florida for the sex trafficking of minors.
When did he die?
Walter
I thought he
Cronkite?
died a long time ago.
What, 16, Rob?
No.
Walter Cronkite?
2009.
9.
So he went when he was how old?
90 years old.
So he went with, wait, at 90 years old, he went to the Epstein Island?
Yep.
He turned 90 years old in November of 06. He would have been approaching his 91st birthday.
Why would he at 90 years old go to the Epstein Island?
One
that's a
last
good
hoorah.
question.
A broadcaster and journalist once called the most trusted man in America, Walter Cronkite Pearson, a newly released Epstein flight logs. There was appeared in the documents.
connected.
Also in the logs were Prince Andrew, Bill Gates, Richard Branson. The documents did not suggest wrongdoing for Cronkite or any of the names listed, but it does reveal the scopes of Epstein's network go a little bit lower. The flight logs show the 91-year Cronkite boarded a flight in depths of winter January. Took place from Newark, New Jersey to St. Thomas in U.S. Virgin Islands. Cronkite was among 8 passengers on board, including Jeffrey Epstein, who was likely hosting the group at one of the 2 private islands, Little James and St. The logs were released as part of the broader package, which also included a transcript. Alex Acosta, the former. During this testimony, Acosta defended his actions, citing challenges. Many victims refused to testify. Many victims have changing stories. He told investigators, explaining that some of his decision makers were, what?
Doesn't make any
91 years old? Go a little bit lower. 91 years old.
I mean, Stephen Hawking would go too. And I mean, how many times is that guy there?
Remember, part of the scam was the foundation stuff, right? So was it possible that Cronkite was over there as this very old man who had had the stroke or whatever happened to him and pass away a year later? Was this part of foundation?
But Tom, once you know somebody is a convicted pedophile,
At that point, would he know?
he would have to know. It happened
Wait,
in
wait, wait.
2006.
What was it? When was the sweetheart deal?
The sweetheart deal was 2006, I believe. 2005 or 2006, Rob?
He was arrested July
2006.
23rd, 2006.
Yeah,
So this is
everybody knew he was arrested.
5 or 6 months later is when Walter Cronkite.
And Tom, let's just be honest, especially in this heat and everything.
It doesn't look
the
good.
Island,
Let's put it
this is when the island was in full swing. Everybody, even if you don't know, once you get there, you know exactly what's happening there. Even if you listen to Howard Lutnick and stuff, how disgusting he was in his apartment in New York. Think about what he was when he was here on an island in a different freaking country to do whatever the hell he wants, Tom. All these people, it's all a big web, and they were all connected, Tom. Everybody knew what the hell was going on.
2026 is going to be a magical year, and I'm convinced most people are going to screw it up. Most people are not going to have the right plans in place. Most people are going to wing it going into 2026. And my biggest suggestion to you is whatever you're doing, do not wing going into 2026. Whether you're an individual employee, you have a family, wife and kids and family, you got big plans for your family, you want to do something special for them, you're an independent contractor, you're a business owner, you're a government employee, whatever it may be, if there's ever been a year to fully be locked in for a great business plan, it's 25 going into 26. 26 is going to be a 250-year anniversary. Trump turns 80. World Cup's coming to the U.S. Rates are going to probably lower 3 more times in 2026. Stock market's going to open up with IPOs. It's going to be a special year, and a lot of people are going to have a lot of success in 2026. I would like you to do the same as well. However, on December 12th, every year, I do a one-day webinar for business planning. We call it the Business Planning Workshop. I want to show you a video of 2 people, see if you recognize the 2 guys, and see which one you are when people do business planning. One guy's name is Ernie. One guy's name is Larry. They were both annoying. I loved both of them, but they were annoying in this setting. But I want you to watch and see which one you are, and then I want to encourage you to get registered today for December 12th. Go ahead and play the clip, Rob.
So today I'm looking at 2 business plans. One is by Ernie, whose business plan is purely based on emotion. The other one is Larry, whose business plan is purely based off of logic. You tell me, if you were an investor, who you would invest in, Ernie or Larry?
Okay, guys, so thank you for being here. Ernie, Larry, let's go ahead and get started.
Thank you, Patrick.
So I love the enthusiasm. You're excited, but how are you actually going to do it?
Patrick, this thing is going to be massive. I'm telling you, it's going to make billions and billions of dollars. Don't worry about that right now. I'm just telling you, we're going to dominate the marketplace. Everybody's going to be talking about us. I shared this idea with multiple people in my family. They all love it. Even my grandmother's actually deaf in 1 year. Right. She still got it.
Get out of here.
Yes.
Okay, so that's good. It's promising, but how are you going to present it to investors?
Pat, I'll worry about that later. Just right now, it's about the vibe. It's just going and getting it. People feed off the energy. You don't feel that? Feel that.
Unbelievable.
Look at that. People want that. People invest in that.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Totally makes sense.
Actually, Patrick, the market data suggests a 1.7 probability of scale, assuming favorable inflation trends. So, yes, that's where I'm at right now.
What's the vision? Give me the vision long term.
Actually, Patrick, that's where I wear the glasses. I really don't have good vision, but I ran 47 simulations, and none of them support anything that you were talking about earlier about gut feelings and anything like that. So.
Is there any plans to disrupt an industry? Like, does that excite you? Do you have the right people around you on the team?
Patrick, people equal problems. I trust Excel spreadsheet more than I trust people. So
makes sense. Listen, I wish you nothing but the best.
Thank you. So we're done?
We're fully done, yes.
Can I update my sheet? I'm leaving early. I can go home and play with my cats. Thank you, Patrick.
Hey.
So the truth is, we just saw all emotion Ernie, and we just saw all logic Larry, right? The reality of it is, I've been doing business plans for the last 25 years, tens of thousands of business plans with people. The truth is, you need both. You need emotion for fire. You need logic for clarity and plan. This is why once a year, I host an event called the Business Planning Workshop. It's the only virtual event that we do that anybody from around the world can come and log into this one here. You get a 200-page manual based on 12 building blocks on how you can write a business plan to make 2026 the beginning of the greatest years of your life. If you, your team, your spouse, you guys haven't registered yet, click on the link below, get registered. Cannot wait to spend an entire day with you on December 12th of this year. I'll see you there.
All right, so we're going to put the link below, Rob, for
Ernie's
people to go ahead and get registered. Ernie was fantastic, but I kind of like Larry more. Larry, to me, was a little nerdy, exciting guy to be around. But Rob, what's the website to get registered for people that are just listening in?
bpw.betdavidconsulting.com. The link is also in the description and pinned to the chat.
Beautiful. There you go. bpw.betdavidconsulting.com. Get registered. Watch it with your team. Watch it with your family. Looking forward to spending December 12, 2025 this year with you. If you enjoyed this video, you want to watch more videos like this, click here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click here.